Hello, viewers, and it's a wonderful moment having you on Africa and Beyond Television Network, where we look at what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe without fear, without a favor. And at this point in time, we are looking at the announcement by the Republic of Zimbabwe's government to train 1.5 million coders. Let us take a look.
We have also come up with plans towards digital skills. There's never a time we can speak. We've got digital infrastructure, which I've mentioned, and then now we're talking about digital skills. We have now got a plan for digital skills. We already had it, but we feel that there's more that we've put in place. Now we've got a program, a digital skills program we are calling 1.5 million coders, where we want to train young people into becoming coders, looking at artificial intelligence, how best they can also look at developing their own applications, software development, and a lot more that we have also invested greatly in. Now, we have also realized that there is need for us to look at innovative ways that we can deploy so that we will have connectivity quite efficient and reliable and, of course, affordable to the people of Zimbabwe. So with that pursuit, we want to thank His Excellency, our President. We managed to launch low Earth orbit satellites in Zimbabwe through Starlink, and many more are going to be coming through. We are happy that now areas where we never used to have connectivity, now we have got connectivity. And again, we really want to also applaud His Excellency, our President, for the visionary leadership, where now we managed to launch 3 ICT policies. We have got the National ICT Policy, we have got the National Broadband Plan, where we have a map of how, knowing which areas, what exactly we need to do in terms of broadband infrastructure and broadband connectivity.
So this is what the Minister of ICT, Tatenda Mavetera, said regarding this whole issue. And we need to look at it to understand, can this happen? Can Zimbabwe train 1.5 million coders? Is it viable? Is it feasible? So governance is not only about talking. It's not only about announcing policies. Sometimes it goes beyond. It also involves reality. It involves the sincerity of the government, the capabilities of the government. Is our government capable of doing these things? These are some of the things which we need to look at this point in time. So the country embarked on an ambitious initiative to train 1.5 million coders. And they are saying that this is what is called a National Digital Skills Program. Can we say this will be national? Definitely not. Why? It's because the rural area or the rural areas in Zimbabwe, they're 100% disconnected. Smaller towns in Zimbabwe, they are partially disconnected. Internet is still expensive. It's still slow. Even if you go to areas like Harare, there is also lagging behind in terms of powerful internet connectivity with the Starlink at capacity, and no meaningful alternatives are coming in, which means it becomes a problem. But looking at what Tatenda Mavetera said, and we need to look at the challenges which the government is going to face. And these things, I know that the government led by Emmerson Mnangagwa does not have the capability and the capacity to deal with these issues. And we need to look at them and understand, what do we have to expect from this government? So we are going to have, number one, infrastructure limitations. Our infrastructure in Zimbabwe is the biggest challenge, is the biggest problem. We have inconsistent internet access across Zimbabwe. So we have talked about the rural areas. So that is the biggest challenge which we are going to have, where only those few in the urban areas are going to be connected more, but those in the rural areas will continue to lag behind and will have inconsistent access. So you cannot talk of 1.5 million coders in a country without accessibility to internet. So many schools which we have, they don't have computers, they don't have electricity, they don't have modern devices for coding. Coding does not just need a computer, it needs a modern computer or a device which can have the capabilities for this program to move, which means that is a problem. And also, we can talk of shortage of qualified instructors. Do we have qualified instructors in Zimbabwe? Definitely, we do not have. So Zimbabwe need thousands and thousands and thousands of skilled trainers. Where are we going to get those trainers? The money which is being paid in Zimbabwe is it competitive enough to keep skilled trainers right here in the nation of Zimbabwe? No. Look at the University of Zimbabwe. Lecturers, they are struggling. Lecturers have been crying or to have a recognition from the government, but there is none. So as it stands right now, we don't have software developers who can teach coding at a scale, especially when you're talking about outside Harare. We have a shortage. So that is another thing. Macoders atakambo oro masoftware technicians atinayo chaambonyatsoita chaicho chaizvo zvokuti tinoti no ichagadzirwa muzimbabwe chii. All those issues are very important. So you will need to rely on outsiders. How are you going to pay them if you can't pay your own lecturers right here in Zimbabwe? So the government of Zimbabwe does have a problem when it comes to the issues of curriculum. Sometimes they have ideas, but do they have the capability and capacity to develop curriculums? No, they don't, because they always employ people who are not men enough to understand the challenges which must be resolved, and they can't bring solutions when they do not understand the problem. So building a standardized, high quality, multilingual curriculum, then it becomes a problem. So it must be a curriculum that brings diversity, and coding is not a joke. It's something which is tough, which means they need to bring a curriculum which is up to standard, which is of high quality, and so forth. Then are they going to be able to move along, to run or to rush along and update? Because things are changing very, very fast, but our government is always behind in terms of changing things. They will put a curriculum, they will see it is not working, it's failing, it will stay up to 3, 4, 5 years. And in other countries, AI will be moving ahead. So pamurukuti taita 5 steps, vamwaneng vato up to 1,000 steps, which means you're always behind and you'll never catch up. Then there is an issue of funds. Do we have funds? Zimbabwe is struggling, mari dziri kubiwa dziri kudyiwa nezvigananda, and all these things, it will be a way of making sure that the Zvigananda makes more money than this program for it to be sustainable and to be successful. So that is another thing. And then the long-term sustainability of this thing, it's unachievable in Zimbabwe because, there will be need of continuous funding, and the government has failed to fund even the energy sector here. So how do you expect something better and something different? Then there is an issue of rural and urban-rural digital divide, where we are having the rural youth being left behind. So the mobile training centers which they are talking about, we do not know if they are going to be there, because they talked about mobile internet training facilities, but they've not reached critical rural areas like Mwenezi, Checheche, Chipinge, and other places. Then there's an issue of retention and motivation. Are the people motivated to be part and parcel of coding? So not everyone who is going to join this thing of coding is going to continue. And when things becomes difficult, then you will be left with just a few people who are interested. This thing does not need vanhu vanongoti okay, ndo zviri kunzi zvine mari vomanya. It needs a situation where people are pushed are compelled from their hearts to join and to be part and parcel of this whole thing. So this is what I believe in. And also, you have another challenge of cybersecurity and online safety. There is a need for Zimbabwe to improve in terms of security, in terms of safety. There is need for Zimbabwe to improve. We still have a lot to look at and to deal with. So government bureaucracy, again, our government is slow to think and slow to act, but fast to punish. That is the biggest problem which we have in the nation of Zimbabwe. And you are likely going to see 1.5 million coders initiative fail, because 1.5 million is not achievable. Maybe tutanga utaura 1,500 kana kuti every constituency you have 210 constituencies, then you say we are going to take 10 people from each and every constituency, we train them. Maybe kana mamtaura about people 2100 people zvainzwisika kuti okay ndo pamuri kuenda kunotangira, then you spread it across mchifamba mchienda kumberi. But 1.5 million is a non-starter. This is my own thinking. This is how I view things. And thank you very much everyone for coming. Let us meet in other episodes as well as other broadcast.